What is going on, everyone, and welcome to my review of Immaculate, the latest horror film to come out in 2024, and this one is directed by Michael Mohan and stars Sydney Sweeney in the leading role. Immaculate's not a film that I've been overly desperate to see. I've been interested enough to the point that I did find the earliest screening on the first day, on opening day, that I could yesterday near me to go and see this, but I haven't been it hasn't been one of my most anticipated ones of the year. It's just been one that I've been looking forward to enough. And when all was said and done, I enjoyed Immaculate quite a bit. One of the joys of this film for me was not knowing a lot about it. So all I'll say is that Sydney Sweeney plays an American nun who moves to Italy, a convent in Italy, and lives there. And she realizes some things are happening there. That's all I want to say. It's just because it's the kind of film that you think you know what you're getting until you don't. Until you're like, oh, okay, that's interesting. And that's where the best part of this film was for me, is that this is an original horror film with an original concept that was unique. It's something that I've seen things similar to it before, which I won't compare it just in case you get some ideas from it, because I think this is one that you can really judge on your own. But it is a standalone film. It holds its own weight. It has ideas that are interesting and make you think. And I thought that was really, really well done, because I will say the first half of this film in particular is very just standard horror fare. It's competently done, but it's very much just kind of like, some dream sequences where creepy things happen, or really loud jump scares, or things like that. It just really are more of like a jolt than an actual scare. It's fine, it's watchable enough popcorn horror. I also think Sydney Sweeney is amazing in this film. She maintains a level of intensity in the last half of the film that is bonkers. Like, yeah, I was watching it thinking the amount of actual physical strain that she would have put herself under to just keep to do this it's pretty wild. I really like the setting of this film too. Again, it's something that, we've seen before in movies like The Nun and The Nun 2 and other haunting films, like, a big convent or an abbey or a castle. It doesn't mean it's not effective though, and it is shot really, really well. There are some parts when there's massive holes in these big, in this giant, convent, I think is what the place is. And it's just got the sunlight gleaming through the roof, and it's just spectacular to look at. I think the musical score for this film is terrific as well. And really, the way things get unveiled, I was really surprised by and really impressed by. I thought it was quite marvelous, actually. There's just the execution might not always be there. It definitely kind of stumbles a little bit in parts. It's very short. It all just kind of happens, but the idea is there and it makes you think, and that's what I really appreciate. There's also a lot of blood in this film too, which I wasn't anticipating at all. There are some parts when you're watching it and you're like, okay, yeah, I've seen these kind of movies before, like these nun scary, peekaboo movies. It always cuts away. But I was watching it and I was just like, oh yeah, this is pretty nasty. They're going to cut away in a second. Oh my god. They didn't cut away. And lastly, the final 2 minutes of this film is crazy. It's the kind of thing that people are going to look back on Immaculate and remember it for its ending and the way, just the whole final shot of the film. It's bonkers. It really is just, people are going to be like, oh my god, have you seen Immaculate? Yeah, how fucking nuts is that last 2 minutes? It's that kind of a film. So Immaculate's not a home run or anything for me. It definitely feels kind of just like standard horror fare in parts. None of the side characters are really that interesting. I don't really remember any of the other performances aside from Sydney Sweeney's. And it doesn't always execute and land its concepts as well as it wants to. But the ideas are there. And it is really, really interesting and really thought-provoking, and I love where it goes, and I reckon you should go into this as blind as you can. Probably won't work for everyone, but for me, I thought it was a really, really good and interesting time. I'm going to give Immaculate 3.5 stars. Thanks for watching my review on Immaculate. Definitely check this one out. It's very, very good and very, very different. It's something new. It's a breath of fresh air. Anyway, I'll see you all later. Bye.